can provide to individuals who have made a choice.
It's even referrals. So in Arkansas, as well as this new law in Oklahoma, if you refer someone for gender affirming care, that can become a felony now, just to refer someone. So they don't want trans people to exist. That is really what this whole project is about. And you can't make us not exist. That just doesn't work. And I also want to, and this feels hyperbolic, but I thought a lot about it. And there's been a rise in anti-Semitism all over the country right now. And it's disgusting and it's horrible. People should know that one of the first things that the Nazis did, I think it was in 1933, was they burned Magnus Hirschfeld's Gender for Sexuality. Magnus Hirschfeld was studying trans people, LGBTQ people. Lily Elby, who the Danish Girl, the film The Danish Girl was about, she had her first gender affirming procedure at Magnus Hirschfeld's clinic. The Nazis burned it down. All of this research. And there were LGBTQ people in concentration camps stamped with pink triangles. So in this moment of a rise of anti-Semitism, we see this rise, this documented rise in anti-trans legislation and rhetoric. These are not a coincidence. So as we fight anti-Semitism, as we fight for reproductive rights, we have to fight for trans rights as well. And they're on TV every day. We need to be more vociferous. We need to be more engaged in this. And I know trans people are a small part of the population, but it is not unrelated to everything else that is happening.
Yeah.
This is about justice and bodily autonomy for everybody. It's about freedom. We're Americans.
Yeah.
We should be about freedom.
You've done a good job making the connection for sure. And just before you go, what's next in your career? Just really quick.
Oh my gosh. I'm shooting a show produced by Norman Lear called Clean Slate. We're shooting that later this year. It's the first show that I'm producing, that scripted show that I'm producing.
This is another reminder that there is no such thing as unskilled labor in our society, and the ruling class wants you to believe that, so you don't advocate for other workers, thus gaining class consciousness and also bargaining power for yourself. I mean, look at this.
Lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. I said, all you fascists bound to lose.
Welcome to Intro to Critical Race Theory. I am Dr. Swisher Sweet. Let's take some notes. White people are evil. Racism is bad and it's all your fault. Tanner, it's your fault. Holly, it is definitely your fault. Make sure your iPhone is set to dark mode. Dark mode. We should build a new Mount Rushmore with Malcolm X, Snoop Dogg, Draymond Green, and Viola Davis.
I would like to propose the concept of playing devil's adversary when someone is being sexist, racist, homophobic, or otherwise hateful and intolerant. Look, all I'm saying is that by opting to engage in hookup culture, women become complicit in their own systemic objectification, and thus aren't entirely blameless when it comes to the pattern of sexual violence committed against them by men. If I could just play devil's adversary for a second. You're dumb, and I hate you.
Everything is so woke these days, and I'm sick of it. Books, movies, everything is woke, woke, woke. Wait, do you know what woke means? Yeah, it's like a new word for liberal.
The term woke and the phrase stay woke come from Black American English or Ebonics. Woke is an adjective that describes being aware of racial oppression and other issues of social injustice.
The phrase stay woke was first recorded by Huddy Leadbelly Ledbetter in 1938. He said,
I advise everybody to be a little careful when they go along through that, but stay woke, keep their eyes open.
70 years later, stay woke remained a part of Black English vocabulary, used in the 2008 song Master Teacher by Erykah Badu and writer Georgia Ann Muldrow. Stay woke was eventually popularized on social media by Black Twitter as a rallying cry against anti-Black police violence.
Like many of the Black community's creations, woke has been commodified, erased from its original meaning, and weaponized against the community that created it in the first place.
Today, woke is used as code for anyone who is Black, socially conscious, young, or against oppression.
And because its origins have to do with fighting white supremacy, it's especially maligned today.
Racists misuse terms like woke, critical race theory, and systemic racism to villainize Black people and our culture.
While many people are angry about the social consciousness that woke represents, they should probably focus on fighting the systemic oppression that necessitated the word in the first place.
Smarter in seconds. Hey y'all, it's Kelt. Let's talk about the dog whistle that Smith & Wesson tweeted out. So if you're on Twitter, on the 27th, you may have seen the fact that Smith & Wesson tweeted out this photo. And pretty quickly, people started to catch the dog whistle that is contained within this photo. It's not the actual weapons, it's not the rifle, it's not the pistol, it's the shirt. People very quickly noticed that that's a yellow PB on that shirt. There's an organization that uses a yellow PB as their logo. The Proud Boys. At this point, if you're unfamiliar with what the Proud Boys are, you haven't been watching the news at all. But just in case, the Proud Boys is a far-right neo-fascist extremist organization within the United States. It was initially founded by this guy, Gavin McInnes, based off a line from a deleted scene in the movie Aladdin, in which they sing a song called Proud of Your Boy. Yeah, the alpha male organization that likes to do things like storm the Capitol and harass drag queen story hours. Theme song is a Disney song. I would play it if it wasn't for the copyright strike, but go ahead and Google Disney's Aladdin, Proud of Your Boy. But after noticing the yellow PB, people started to call out Smith & Wesson in the comments of their tweet, and Smith & Wesson kinda just doubled down. They simply deleted the original tweet and retweeted it, this time sourcing the shirt to an organization called Perception Brands. Perception Brand is advertised as a conservative apparel small business. And after checking out the Perception Brand link that Smith & Wesson tweeted, that just makes this dog whistle all the much more worse. Because it's not just a conservative, haha, we like guns. It's a full-on conservative anti-vax conspiracy theory clothing apparel brand. Selling boosted merchandise talking about the vaccine and smash your TV merchandise. So next, after seeing all that, I went and checked out their social media. The only thing they have is a YouTube channel with like 8 short videos, 8 subscribers, so they started in 2001, and an Instagram. Instagram is where they seem to be the most active, posting pictures and videos of people doing tactical, cool, or sexy things in their merchandise. But this is where it gets a little more interesting. There's one woman that appears in a lot of posts. She's normally just wearing the merchandise, trying to sit in a sexy style pose. But if you look closely, you notice there's something unique for her that doesn't apply to anyone else in these Instagram posts. She's the only person that her face is not blurred out. Her face is out there in full display, but every man wearing this merchandise has their face blurred, cropped off, or they are positioned in such a way so that you cannot see their face. Even people that it's a full frontal video or picture, they have the old cops digital blurring of the face going on with them. Is there a reason you don't want us to know who works for your organization, who models your products, or who even wears your products? Could it be your entire company is one giant dog whistle? Regardless of what they say on Instagram, they are most definitely associated with the Proud Boys, at least in support of the Proud Boys. Because every detail of that yellow PB shirt was deliberately picked to mirror the Proud Boys logo and insignia as a dog whistle. The color of the Proud Boys is yellow and black. The initials of the Proud Boys is PB. This is not an accident that they made their PB shirt yellow and black. Yeah, they picked a different script than the Proud Boys do, and they didn't put the laurels around the PB like the Proud Boys do. And that's why it's a dog whistle. If it was exactly like that, it wouldn't be a dog whistle, it would just be a copy. Problem is they flew a little too close to the sun with the back of the shirt. The back of the shirt features brass knuckles, also in yellow, with the PB in it, and the words, "Support your local enforcer." Proud Boy members are commonly referred to by the media as enforcers. When someone is identified as a member of the Proud Boy, it is very common for media outlets to label that person a Proud Boy enforcer. This is a direct calling to that. It's also a calling to a very specific Proud Boy shirt, in which the Proud Boys have their laurels with the brass knuckles, but instead of just saying PB, it says PYOB, Proud of Your Boy. Remember, Proud of Your Boy is like their anthem from Disney's Aladdin, and where Gavin McInnes got the name Proud Boys from. This entire item is a mock-up of a Proud Boy shirt done up in such a way that you can try to deny that it's a Proud Boy shirt. But other people who would either wear this shirt or wear a Proud Boy shirt will see you in this shirt and know what it means, that you are a member or at least a supporter of Proud Boys. And this was not just tweeted innocently. This was actually endorsed. Their organization linked by one of the largest gun manufacturers within the United States. Guns and fascism are so ingrained in American culture, people will just see this and overlook it.
So, welcome back to Yahtzee Dog Whistles with Reverend Oliver. Let's let's talk about the word degeneracy. So a degenerate in its derogatory use is a person who, from the perspective of the speaker, is less than or fallen from grace. This term was frequently used by explorers and missionaries who claimed to be saving native peoples from degeneracy by colonizing them. It then, of course, was popularized by the Yazidis in order to describe modern art. This included things like Dadaism and Cubism. So when you see this word used, especially in the context of any art medium, which, as I stated in the last video, drag is an art medium, you know very much who you're dealing with.
So did anyone else have Sumerian records posting anti-vax stuff on their 2023 bingo card? They won't allow duets, but it's basically a skit which is shitting on having to take COVID vaccine. And a caption that seems like it's come right off a 60-year-old Trump fan's Facebook page. You guys are one of the biggest record labels for metal and alternative music. What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry, you are not comparing the woman's right to have an abortion to being anti-vax. Those two don't come hand in hand. A woman's right to have an abortion is healthcare. Being anti-vax is being anti-healthcare. But thanks for confirming that your company and your label as a whole are anti-vaxxers and support anti-vax. Get your fucking tinfoil hat out of the scene.